It's the 13th of March. We've just had our youth intake. I'm also going to talk about Slavomir Kokara, who will be my first team plans for next season. He is developing quite nicely and is already considered a good player for our division. It's a shame that he's inconsistent, but he's professional. He's going to improve. I really like the look of him, and he's getting better and better as far as I'm concerned. We have also made some more transfers, though not in the areas I was planning on making transfers. I sold Michael Bruja to Serbia, and Kukurik Stankom were a team that bought him for almost £300,000. I wasn't planning on selling him, but they made a bid, and he outright said if he didn't get the move, he'll be upset because he wants to go to a higher standard league. So I sold him. To be fair to him, I have not really played him a lot, and it made sense to sell him for a profit. I don't think I'm going to get the money back either way. So he's there for a year and a half. I feel like I've made a good deal here. But I have brought in his replacement. I've brought in Will Jeskalainen to be my new backup goalkeeper. He's earning 1.8 grand less than Bruja was for the same role. And he's consistent. He's a good player for the division. And I like the look of him. Yes, he's 27, so he's not a young goalkeeper, but we wanted a new backup. We got a new backup, and as far as I'm concerned, it was a good deal when you realize we paid £63,000, even if the Finnish side we brought him from only pays 6.5 grand for his services. But I needed a backup goalkeeper. I didn't want to take the risk of having a bad backup goalkeeper, effectively, if that makes sense. So, Jeskalainen's in. We got a new goalkeeper, so let's go over the games we've had since we last met. The first game we had was against Ferencváros, and we beat them for the first time in the save by 3-1. Palaversa getting the opening goal of that effort, but they equalised, and I was concerned when they scored this equaliser that we were actually going to let them off the hook this time and think not covering himself in glory that save attempt, but we got ourselves back in front before halftime. No, Carazetes with the finish there, and I was delighted. They then went down to 10 men, and then to compound the misery, we managed to get a third goal. Palaversa getting his second of the game. He's outstanding this year, and he's proven to be a very good pickup for free. They then went down and lost another player to injury, so we might have caused more harm than good than expected. So a win here. 3-1 against the league champions. That's a really good result. We then took on Kisvarda and beat them by 1-0. Wilson plays it through to Matthias, who finds the back of the net with that effort. A really nice finish. We could have made it 2 had Palaversa not missed this penalty, and I am disappointed with the fact that he's missed this. Mostly because I genuinely believed he would have scored otherwise and it would have been comfortable, but no, it was a good save. And it stayed 1-0. But yeah, it's a good result as far as I'm concerned, and I'm delighted with the fact that we managed to get another 3 points to our collection. They didn't make it easy for us, but we should have won by more than 1 goal, so it's not the end of the world. We then took a Vasas and beat them 4-0. Cisse got a hat-trick. 2 goals from the corners, and it's not even like it was the same set piece either time. He got the first 2 goals from his corners. We then make it 3 with this effort. Matthias places across to find, well, Mim, because Joseph was tackled and Mim had a very easy goal to aim at. Then Cisse scored a penalty to complete the hat-trick, to complete the route, and this team beat us 4-1 last time out. We beat them 4-0 this time out, so revenge is very, very sweet. We then took an MTK Budapest and beat them 3-1 in the cup to get to the quarterfinal for this competition for the very first time. Babel opened the score inside 2 minutes. And then we scored 2 goals in a matter of 5 minutes. Wilson playing this ball to find Coxes. He finds Babel, who dinks the keeper for his second of the game. A very nice finish. And then 25 minutes in, we make it 3. Here's Wilson. Here's Broxe. He finds Coxes. He finds the back of the net. And a very good finish. It is a shame that we couldn't keep a clean sheet, mind you, but I'm not concerned by this really. We were already 3-0 up. We didn't need a clean sheet. We were already going to be victorious regardless, and went through to the quarterfinal for the first time. And that was the first time I've taken Ivan Lovric as well. He is, as far as I'm concerned, in danger of losing his job because he's apparently insecure for his job role. But I'm hoping he does well. He's on a Continental B license. And he might be on his way to Puskas Academica. Okay, he might be on his way to a new job anyway. That's hilarious. He's going to be with us sooner rather than later. That's actually amazing that he's already going to be finding a new job. He hasn't got the best record, 27 games, 10 wins, 11 draws, 6 defeats, but he's not been terrible to the point that they need to sack him straight away. But this is interesting that he might already be coming to our league this early. We then took on Haradas and we beat them by 2-0. Matthias with the opening goal of the game with this effort. Cutting on his left foot to get that goal was nice actually. And then we scored from a corner very late on. And Vinko scoring with that effort to make it 2. We are looking good now in the league and I'm hoping we can keep this up. We then took a Salagazak and drew 1-1 but had to come from behind in this game. Much to our own annoyance, Mance with that finish to open things up, and we did equalise in the 60th minute of the game, thankfully. Boxe finds Palaversa, he finds Matthias, he plays it across to find Babel, who scores the equalising goal. It's a shame we couldn't win the game, but if you look at the XG, potentially, we were lucky to have even gotten that much. They had more shots than we did and more shots on target, so Fink was very much kept busy today, and it's not ideal. We were much better in the second half though, and it makes me wonder, where was this performance in the first half? In the league, we're now top of the table, by 2 points ahead of Ferencváros. Budapest are 5 points behind, and Debreceni are a further 1 point behind, so 6 points off us. We're not running away with the title right now, but before that draw, we were 4 points clear, so a bit annoying that we've lost ground a little bit, but we are still top, and if we could avoid giving up too many points in the last 10 matches in the league, we will be fine. I just hope we can do well here. But this is our youth intake, and I like to think we've got some good talent this time around. I'm only going to show you the players that have got 3.5-star potential ability or more, but I think we've got some good talent either way. Ben Dekoya is the first person on the list, and he is the person at the very top of the potential chart. So he's currently been trained as a attacking midfielder, though I definitely see him being more of a central midfielder who could honestly be a Mazzala. It just feels like the role for him. His 12 tackling is not going to get utilized further forward, and it's one of his better traits, his better attributes. So I feel like that would be a waste if he doesn't use it. He likes to play 1-2s as well, so honestly, Mazzala could be useful. He's consistent and has a fairly professional personality as well, so really useful. Could be a star if we get in the game time he needs and he develops properly. Norbert Buchner is the person that I'm actually the most excited about because he's already got 1.2 stars current ability and has some good attributes. 14 finishing, 14 first touch, 15 determination, 13 acceleration, 12 pace, 15 work rate. He feels like an advance forward to me, even if he potentially has more traits to be a poacher. He just feels like an advance forward. He just feels like someone that I can utilize in the role perfectly, and that he's going to be very, very useful to say the least. He's got a realist personality, which actually is not terrible, along with the level-headed media handling style, so I don't have an issue with that because he's still going to be professional and he's still going to be doing good things for me. So as long as he's not someone that caves into pressure a lot, he's fine. He's not the most sporting of people as shown by this. The fact he has a competitive streak is not ideal, but it's not terrible. I do think we can utilize him and he might get game time either this year or next year, given how bad the situation could be with our injury crisis that we could potentially be getting at some point in the season. Istvan Horvath is another player that's got potential. Very inconsistent though, so probably never going to make it for us, but that's a shame. He's got good attributes otherwise though, can be a perfect winger, and with all the physical attributes he's got, I'm happy with him. He's got some good technicals, good mentals. If he can become better, great. But I'm not expecting a lot with that consistency being so bad. Sheffield Fari is the last person we're talking about. Another striker who's actually got the holy trinity that you'd love to have. 11 dribbling, 13 finishing, 12 first touch. He's not perfect, and unfortunately he's got low determination, but he's consistent, so definitely someone that you can rely upon to do good things. He also tries first time shots as well, so honestly, could be the perfect striker if it develops. But I'm not expecting any development, which is a shame, because he could be good otherwise. I think what makes it all the more annoying is the fact that he actually is the kind of person that would probably be thriving under pressure and would probably like big matches as well. So that's mostly because of the unflappable nature of his mid-handling style can tell you a lot about his hidden attributes. So it's a shame, but what can you do? The last thing we're going to do is talk about Europe. Ferencváros got to the knockout playoff round, but unfortunately we're drawn against Bologna, who, no surprise, beat them. They're always going to win that tie, it feels like. But yes, Bologna went through. They're taking on Rennes now. They just beat Rennes by 3 goals in the first leg, so they might be going through to the next round anyway. As for the Conference League, unfortunately, Ferencváros got Fiorentina, who just beat them by 5 goals to 2. So, again, not a massive shock they're out. And both teams lost both legs in the round of 16 and the knockout playoff rounds that they were in. So, there's no more extra coefficient points for us, unfortunately, going forward. Which means Hungary is only going to get 9.5 points, which is lower than some of the nations around us, unfortunately, which is going to be a problem. But not a massive one, because I don't think we're ever looking at Croatia and thinking we can catch them. Croatia will be flying up the table, though. I honestly think they can go as high as 16th as things stand, which is actually incredible, to say the least. Maybe even higher, maybe even up to 15th, if some of the nations above them don't do well. But they could be dangerous going forward, and I'm not looking forward to it. But we will be going up at least 1 place, maybe even 2, if we're lucky. So it's not been a bad year. It's been our best year in a very long time. And next year will be the best year to get a lot of coefficient points. And I'm hoping good things happen. I should talk about the finances, though. We are now down to £705,000. We've lost a lot of money since January. And that was 1.4 million. So that's down to another 300,000. £700,000 we've lost since January. So that's not ideal. We don't seem to keep money a lot, and it's a bit annoying now, to say the least. And the projection is also going to be down to £1.13 million, so not ideal to say the least here. At least the transfer debt's down to 379,000, but again, not ideal to say the least. At least we got someone who is getting good enough to potentially be considered a first-team candidate. Tamas Mizaros is developing quite nicely. He was the first player that came from my youth intake in the first season, so always had high hopes for him. And I have been giving some first-team football this year, mostly from the bench, but I'm guessing him first-team football. He is developing quite nicely. I'm hoping that he can continue to develop, and by next year he could be competing amongst the players looking to get first-team football. I think I will send him out on loan next year, mostly so he can get the first-team experience, but at the same time, he's developing quite nicely and is slowly but surely getting better and better. Either way, though, what I'm going to be doing is ending this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys will like and share this video, and that you subscribe to this channel. It really does help me a lot. But anyway, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.